No way, that's like you, but twice. Cloning yourself can be done in a number of ways. I will show you two relatively basic methods. NOBULL tutorial. Method 1. The super simple method. Essentially, we're shooting the characters on either side of the frame and cutting said frame in half so that we can see both characters. If your characters overlap, you should see method 2. Caution: in order for this effect to work, it's important that the camera position, the focus point and the lighting are consistent throughout the shoot. Step 1. Layer your two shots upon one another in the timeline and add a crop to the topmost shot. Step 2. Use the appropriate direction to crop into your frame until you find a center that works. And step 3. In some cases, you might want to feather the edges to soften the blend, and then we're done. Quick tip: for added WTF value, create a digital track that fakes camera movement on the scene. To do this, I exported the combined clips, re-imported them, then find Scale in the Effects tab. Click on the stopwatch icon to record your keyframes. Choose a minimum size, I chose 100, and a maximum size, I chose 107. Move the maximum keyframe to the end of the clip. Now you have a subtle fake track. For added peanut butter smoothness, select your keyframes, right-click, and choose Ease In. If you did this right, now everyone who watches the clip will be utterly confused, including yourself. Method 2. The masking sucks method. Caution: decide in advance where your focus point will be. If you decide to focus pull like I have, you can do this digitally, but you must shoot both characters in focus to achieve it. Step 1. Similar to the first method, we are splitting a frame in half, only this time the characters overlap. No. Layer the clips you wish to overlap. The clip you wish to be in the foreground must be on top. Drag the crop tool onto the topmost clip. Step 2. On the effects panel under crop, create a mask and use the pen tool to stencil the outline of your foreground object/person. Caution: this is an extremely laborious task and might require fun snacks to keep you motivated through the absolute crapness of doing it. I'm rushing through this one because I'm recording a tutorial here and masking sucks. So skip to the end. Here's a rough example of the kind of masking that's needed to be done. Step 3. Slide the crop from the appropriate direction so it removes the details out with your mask. Step 4. Feather the edges to soften the blend if required. Please note, I used a dark background which made this whole thing easier. If you have a lot of detail in your background, more precision will be required. Step 5. Tweak the mask. Often with movement, your character or object will breach the mask line. As such, you'll need to keyframe the edges of said mask to track movements. Don't forget to hit the stopwatch icon before making any changes, so that the keyframe is saved. Step 6. This is an optional extra step if you wish to mimic camera focus digitally. Sling Gaussian blur onto both shots of your footage. What I'm doing here is having my background focus pulled to the foreground. Start by blurring your foreground. Keyframe the moment you want the focus pull to begin. Then find its end and reduce the blur to 0. Now repeat the process in reverse for the background clip and use arrow keys to find the frames at which your focus pull began and ended. Top tip: if you have a camera operator who is in fact crap at focus pulling, you can reuse this effect on his footage too. This has been a NOBULL tutorial. If you think my videos are bad and wish to vent, please do so in the comments section. And subscribe if you like banana flavored milkshakes.